Hello, I'm Matt Schwartz with the Worksite Wellness Council of Louisville. We just finished a great session with Jennifer Embry, who's with On Life, and it was focused on HRAs and what you can do, how to do them properly, and what you can then do with the data. So, Jennifer, tell us about what should you be doing with an HRA? What's the purpose?
Well, you should be using them to collect data annually or every other year, getting as much information as you can from your employees, and offering it during a very specific window of time. And then after you've gotten the data, you should have about a month where you can get your aggregate reports back from your vendor or whoever is going to provide you with the reporting. Once you get that reporting, you probably want to sit down with your wellness committee and start making plans for the next year to determine what your course of action programming that you can do that can make the most impact for your employees and for your organization.
And yeah, you talked about there was a handful of things that you really could or should do with HRA data. I mean, one being strategic planning for next year.
Yes.
What were the other?
Another one was that you could look at your health plan. You may get some information from your health risk assessment. A lot of people are asking about primary care physicians now, so you may get information from your health risk assessment that would help you change your health plan. And you could also get information that would help you understand what the population wants or needs in the future. I can't remember.
Well, the other one was that you always had the anecdotal story about, well, we found something.
Right.
So you obviously could find a high-risk condition that somebody should address.
Right. We can find high-risk conditions that you could address, and you will also be able to find people that maybe through your health plan would be eligible for a disease management program that they don't have the claims data for yet.
Okay. So let's say you also, in terms of resources, anyway, you said, well, sometimes somebody maybe can't do an HR. They can't afford it. It's not convenient, whatever reason. There were some other resources that you shared with us.
Right. So apparently every hospital has to do a community health assessment, and those community health assessments are online and available. The one that's in the presentation that's on the website was from Kentucky One. There is also a community health needs impact that is also available on the presentation. But the Louisville Metro has a website that talks about the health indicators for the whole city, and you can actually look up by zip code to determine what the health status of the community members in that area are. Those things includes everything, but you can also look for nutritional determinants, cancer rates, screening rates. So if you don't have an opportunity to do a health assessment, you can look at that data and make generalizations about your population from the data on the website. Yeah,
you'd said there was kind of a school of thought that, gosh, you don't always have to do that because there is community data that you can use just to
correct.
Some down. Okay, excellent. Well, then I know we also then kind of at the end we started talking to. We got a lot of ideas about things that you can do, kind of best practices. So let's see if between the two of us we can remember a couple of those.
We'll try.
So I know we talked about having a communication strategy.
Correct.
And that might include having a committee so that if you are going to have incentives, that you know what people would be incented by.
Correct. Having a very specific time frame as to when you offer the health assessment, 30 to 60 days we thought was the best.
Okay. And actually from yours at the very beginning you said, well, it can't be that long.
No.
Because if you had 100 questions, you're probably going to lose people quickly.
Correct.
Especially if they're doing it on a mobile or phone and they just really want to get through it. It's got to be focused on the most important topics.
Yes. Maybe putting biometric screenings in with that and seeing if you can marry the data that you get from the biometric screenings to the health assessment.
And then we also talked about like incentives. That I mean, certainly some people say, well, you do $100 or $150 a month, which seemed a lot to some. And then we talked about, well, you could just do T-shirts.
Yep.
And if you had no budget, there's actually a way around that too.
Right. Things that we talked about for no budget were maybe giving time off from work, or if you have a point system, then people could get points back for tardies or that kind of thing for participating. So there's lots of interesting ways that you can get people to get involved through incentives even if you don't have money.
And I guess the key really was that the fact that in order to make good decisions and know where you should head with your wellness program, an HRA really typically is a good core component.
It is.
And then I guess we also talked about the fact that you can do it internal, but a lot of times an outside vendor helps with privacy,
Yes.
eliminate or minimize privacy concerns, and obviously they've got a platform that makes it easier.
Right.
So, well, we thank you very much for
Thank
participating. And if you missed this morning's session, we're here the third Thursday of every month, Baptist East Milestone. We look forward to seeing you at a future session.